So, Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all of you. And today, firstly, my name is Muhammad Arfan, Muhammad Zaki, metric number 1904287. And today, I will be doing a mock presentation or a trial run for the upcoming CEL presentation. Okay, so for the title of my presentation, it will be the human heart and the car engine comparison. So yeah, I think that's quite interesting, isn't it? So what about it? So let's proceed, shall we? Okay, so moving on to the first slide. Okay, so yeah, the engine is the heart of your car. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this term, right? Because when you talk about an engine and you compare it to a human heart, both are equally as important in terms of its functionality, how it works, what it does. So, to put it simply, if the engine of your car is stopped working, then of course you can go anywhere. Your car will die in this speed run. And then if the human heart, your heart stops, well then you die. You have a cardiac arrest, bye-bye. Yeah. It's a simple analogy of just how important both are. So perhaps one might wonder, before we go on any further, I think that because not a lot of us is quite familiar with this, so yeah, I posted a link here, a video on how does a car engine works. Okay, so well, I won't play it here right now. In the real presentation, I will. So it's basically just a basic principle of how a typical four-cylinder engine works in a car. Okay, so we will watch it later. Moving on. And then, yeah, what are these similarities? Why in the world am I choosing this topic? Why am I making this comparison? Okay, so I've seen that it's quite, I wouldn't say it's really that similar, but that you can really relate the both of them in terms of its functionality and its structural similarities. Okay, so alright, so moving on to the first one. Yeah, so the first point that I would like to emphasize here is the chambers. Okay, so of course we've learned about the anatomy of the heart ever since we have been in secondary school, right? So generally we all know that the heart consists of the four main chambers, that is the right and left atria and the right and left ventricles. So when you compare it to a typical four-cylinder engine, how many main chambers are there? So the chambers here is actually the cylinders itself, and as I've said before, as I've previously mentioned, typically a car, it is made of four cylinders. We have four cylinders within the engine block. Okay, so these four chambers, you can relate it to the four chambers of the heart. All right, so that's the first thing. Both have four chambers. And moving on to the next point, there are the valves. So if I ask you, what are the valves of the heart? So we all know that the heart consists of also four valves. The first is the pulmonary semolina valve and the ART semolina valve. And then we have the mitral valve or the bicuspid, and then we have the tricuspid valve. So yeah, this is it for the heart. We have the four valves. And for the engine, typically we have the four valves configuration per cylinder head. Means that each cylinder has four valves in it. Alright. So yeah, the valves are composed of the first two. We have the two intake valves, and the other two is the exhaust valves. The total four. Both have four valves. Right. So bear with me. Moving on to the next point, the supply. So we all know that the heart, what it does is that it acts like a pump, all right? Pump that supplies the body with blood, right? So what does the blood carry? They carry oxygen through the respiration. We breathe in air, right? And then there are the gas exchange and everything. And through this blood, it sends oxygen to our tissues so that it can function normally, right? So that we can continue to live, to basically do physical activity, to for our organs to function well and everything, yeah, it's just as important. So for the heart, we have the blood supply. So for the engine, all right, so what does the engine supply? Well, what is supplied to the engine actually is the air-fuel mixture. So, the fuel that we use, for example, petrol, that we fill in our gas tank, it is actually kind of like vaporized in the form of a mist, and it's mixed with the air that is pulled inside the engine, right? So what is that? It is supplied to the four chambers to be combusted. This air-fuel mixture is actually combusted within the cylinders to generate power, and that power will be sent into the wheels to power the vehicle to move forward. So can you see over there? The blood is supplied to the heart. I mean, the heart supplies the blood to the body for the body to function properly. And then the engine, on the other hand, they have the fuel supply, the air-fuel mixture actually. Air-fuel mixture that is combusted with the chambers so that it can power the entire vehicle. Alright, so that is the third point, the supply. And moving on, we have what we call as the initiator. So one of my trying to emphasize here is that we should learn in the heart what initiates the ventricular contraction, or the main driving force. Alright, the systole and diastole is actually the SA and AV nodes. So what does the nodes do? It sends an electrical impulse from the AV nodes through the internal nodal pathways to the AV nodes, and this will cause first the atrial contraction, and then from the AV nodes to the bundle of His, the left and right bundle branches, and to the Purkinje fibers, and this will initiate the ventricular contraction. Alright, so in the engine, what initiates the main driving force, or the power stroke, is actually we have this what we call a spark plug. So what does the spark plug do? It actually initiates the combustion, right? When the air is compressed inside, alright? It's compressed within the cylinder by the piston. This spark plug will initiate, will form a spark, and this will trigger a combustion, a detonation within the chamber, and the expanding gas will move the piston downwards so that it will rotate what we call the crankshaft, and this crankshaft will send power to the drive wheels and of course the tires so that the car is propelled forward. Alright, so both have the initiator, the SA and AV nodes for the heart, and the spark plug for the engine. And then I see we have what we call as the driving motion. So what is the main driving motion of the heart? What causes the blood to be pumped? So what we have is mainly is the ventricular contraction, or in the cardiac cycle actually has many phases, but to put it simply, we have two, the systole and diastole. Systole being the ventricular contraction, and diastole is the ventricular relaxation. So the heart pumps, relaxes, it contracts, it relaxes, and this will cause blood to be pumped throughout the whole body. Right, this is the main driving motion of the heart. And for the engine, however, we have, okay, like I said, we have actually the main four-stroke engine. We have the four-stroke cycle. So first we have the intake. The air-fuel mixture is pulled in, and the piston goes downward, and then it will move upwards. This will cause what we call the compression stroke, the second step. And then the third step is actually the detonation, or what we call this the power stroke, and it's initiated, as previously mentioned, by the spark plug. And this detonation will cause the piston to again move downwards, and then when it goes again upwards, this will follow with the exhaust stroke, and this will actually force the exhaust gas, the fumes, to go out of the engine. Alright, so again, both have their own specific driving motion. First, the heart, we have the ventricular contraction, and the engine, we have what we call as the power stroke within the four-stroke cycle. Alright, so both have their distinctive, again, driving motion, something that is a characteristic of itself. Yeah. So I guess that's it for my short presentation. So again, I would like to say thank you for listening, and it is an interesting point. And it's just an interesting point of view for me, actually. I want to share with all of you. With some similarities that we can relate to. The heart and the car engine, both is equally important, and it has some structural similarities and functionalities. Alright, so I guess with that, Assalamualaikum and thank you.